I was muted.
Oh.
Hello, world. Welcome back to the Forbidden Lands, The Hanging Stones, episode 23. When last we left our heroes, they are wandering through the forest of the Dankwood, still. But last time we met, we had some things go a little bit sideways. Somebody got dissolved accidentally. We had kind of a magical showdown that left several people incapacitated, and everything's great. I guess minor announcements before we begin. Tomorrow is the 1 year... Hello, Elric. Welcome back to the party. Tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of our channel. And in honor of this, I'm going to be making a community post this week with a link to a new public Discord for our channel. So keep an eye out for that if you want to chat with us. We're just going to have it there to discuss episodes and general RPG chat and whatever else. So keep an eye out. That'll be popping up in the next couple days. I'm setting it up now, just getting it ready. So
if you've ever watched us playing TTRPGs and wish you could play with us, or wish you could find like-minded folks of our kind to play with, our server could be a good place for you to find some buddies to play with. So join up. Be a part of the Wanderers Guild. Yep, it was time. It's time to have a place where we can talk to our people. So if you use Discord, hit us up. And hopefully all the technical issues are fixed tonight. I figured out what was screwing up last stream. It was the same problem as before. I just accidentally unfixed it after fixing it. So hopefully we'll have a nice stable stream tonight for the first time in a few episodes. And yeah. Without further ado, we're going to kick it off in the Dankwood. Roll20 updated their interface.
I feel like we shouldn't be hearing any birds right now. I feel like all the birds in the surrounding area are dead.
No, that's not what my spell does.
No, I know that. But
it's
I feel
a patch
like after
a little ways off. It's only like a 100-foot clearing.
Right, but I feel like in a 100-foot clearing, if like a few birds dissolve, the rest of the birds are going to notice and go somewhere else.
He walked
far enough.
How
great are these birds?
He walked far enough to be safe. And then...
safe.
And then things went sideways anyway because miscasting. But
I had to pass a random encounter check. That's how far I walked.
Yeah. So...
I have to do that going fishing.
Well, sometimes when you leave town to go fishing into the wilderness.
Yeah. I've never. All I mean is I never dissolved anyone going fishing. At worst, I broke my net.
I don't know what you're saying. I've never dissolved anyone going fishing either.
You know what? You're not wrong.
You're
not wrong. Brunwalk, that's concerning.
I'm just gonna go on mute because I'm pretty sure Ralgar is comatose.
He is still unconscious.
Oh, good.
And yeah, so it's morning in the camp, and bad shit went down, and Lynn is staring into the embers of last night's fire with her just an angry glare, avoiding eye contact, not talking to anybody. Dahlia walks over to the dwarf body dust pile and starts thinking about sweeping it up, and then is sort of fumbling around like she's not sure exactly what the proper way to handle this situation is, but she's trying to be helpful, and she looks like she's mostly keeping busy to for the sake of occupying herself because she's nervous about the dynamics of the situation.
I want to go over where Dahlia's like contemplating what to do with the ashes and just get a container, probably one of my cooking pots or something, and like scoop up as much ashes and be like, come on, let's at least put his ashes in the basket so he's not touching the ground.
She likes this plan, and she will assist you in doing it. Grunralk, you see that Ralgar is breathing, but still unconscious.
I'm gonna walk over and try and like push him with my foot. Like, see if I can nudge him awake with my foot.
He's out cold. His head just kind of...
Can I check for a pulse? Is that like a thing? Sure.
He has a pulse, and he's breathing. But he's unconscious.
I'm gonna try to like smack him awake. Anything?
Nothing. He's just a limp rag doll.
Fireman's carry. I'm gonna sling him over my shoulder if I can.
Where are you taking him?
To the river.
Oh boy. All right.
We're going for a cold shower wake up method.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to dunk him in the water a little bit.
All right. You can take him to the edge of the water. And yeah, just describe your method, I guess.
I don't know how much he can feel or hear, but I'm gonna grab him by like the scruff of the neck. Sorry, big guy, and just dunk his head into the water and wiggle it back and forth a little bit, and then pick him up.
He is drenched and still unconscious.
I'm gonna try one more time. Hopefully not waterlogging his lungs.
Hopefully not.
Water.
Dahlia's gonna come put a hand on your shoulder and go, maybe you should go easy on him. This doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
I'm gonna lift him up and see if I can hear if he's breathing still.
He is.
I will lay him down on the bank. And
his tongue is like...
I'm gonna grab it and pull it.
She's like, what are you doing?
I figured if I hurt him bad enough, he'll wake up. And I'm gonna let it go.
She's like, I don't think this is the best way to provide care.
Well, I'm not exactly a doctor.
That much is clear. What if he gets cold?
I mean, isn't that why he has fur?
She's just gonna start trying to drag him back into the camp.
I'll help her carry him. She obviously knows more about this than I do. I have no problem admitting that.
One sec. Okay. Sorry, I was muting my Discord pings. All right. So. What would folks like to do? Ball's in your court.
We are currently troubleshooting. Apologies for breaking character. Amy is lagging. Everything's delayed for her.
Okay.
Not a Twitch issue, just her video.
It's an Amy issue.
Is streaming, is, all that.
Okay.
She's going to go for a full reset.
Okay. We can keep things moving.
Well, I do have more of this honey lich meat. I can try and shove some of that down his throat. Or not.
I just leave him. He's breathing. He's just unconscious.
Okay.
I kept him from dying, so he'll wake up when he wakes up. We'll just keep an eye on him.
What would the
He
party
is
like
just
to do?
unconscious, right? Like, that's not a... there's not like a medicine check or healing check to confirm that.
You can make one to try to discern his state.
Okay, I'll do that then. Is this something
Healing.
I can use the healing bag with to give me +2?
Sure. It's got tongue
Healing bag?
depressors in it. That's all you really need.
Also, this is probably a stupid question. Is it gear or does it just give me +2 to my skill?
It's a gear bonus.
Okay.
Which means if you get skulls on it, that it might take wear
If
and
I
tear
get
and need repair.
If I get skulls only when I push though, right?
Right. I believe so.
Can I push that? That's a lot of dice for no 6s or skulls.
Welcome back. I hope.
Hello.
Can I push Josh, or is that not one I can push
I'm
on?
thinking.
Oh, okay.
I think this is not push because it's it's more or
No
less a
problem.
knowledge check, and it doesn't have stakes or consequences or time pressure on it.
Yeah,
I think
makes
this
sense.
one's not pushable.
No worries. No worries.
Let me reset Velas's camera since she just rejoined.
Sorry about that, guys. I no idea what was going on, but I would hear what Hank was responding to as Josh was saying something for him to respond to. It was like
No problem. We'll see if it's better.
it seems to be right now.
You popped up in the middle of that sentence on the stream, by the way, so people won't have heard the whole thing, but it's fine. We will proceed. So, yeah. Velas, was there anything you want to do this morning?
I'm just keeping my eyes on Lynn. I know that she tried to leave yesterday, and I made her stay. I'm just making sure she doesn't wander off.
Yeah, she's just sitting by the fire and she looks pissed. Your hypnotism makes people perform an action, and you made her march back to camp. Past that, it doesn't influence her attitude towards the situation.
Well, do we want to try and travel with an unconscious form, or do we want to camp for another day?
If we want to move, I can probably carry him or drag him, but it's gonna make me move a little slower.
I mean, we can always load him on Sir Archibald, too.
Yeah.
It probably won't be comfortable for him, but
For the donkey or for him?
the donkey, he can be as uncomfortable as he wants right now. He's unconscious.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think he's gonna complain too much about it.
You could load him on the donkey, yeah. He just won't be able to lead the way or keep watch or anything like that, but the donkey can carry him.
I kind of want to
Sounds
get
good.
out of this area. So, if everyone's fine with it, we should head to the city, the Dwarven city.
I like that.
Stonegarden?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your dwarf friend told you that it was more or less due north from where you are. Vergello leading the way. The last keeping watch.
As best I can.
All right, let's get some rolls.
Nope.
Okay. Let's see what happens there.
It's a shame that we aren't hunting for a place to go, because I get +1 to my survival when I hunt.
Uh-huh.
I'm probably gonna roll like all fails of my survival checks this time, since I killed 2 deer last time.
All right, the party passes through an angry nest of wasps. which attack the entire group. Everybody in the party must make a move roll or suffer an attack, causing damage to agility from many stings.
Is there any honey nearby so I can dip my net in honey and throw it on the sword?
You do not see nearby honey. Your net tricks will not work here. Even though you are well seasoned in fighting stingy bugs. Velas avoids. Gwenrock avoids.
Does this count as dodging where I could use my fast footwork? Oh, it doesn't matter. That's only the free. Yeah, ignore me. I thought I had the second rank.
The donkey succeeds in running away from the wasps, thus keeping Ralgar alive. However, he is bumping up and down the whole way. Getting slow streaming on Twitch. Well, that's great. One sec.
Who's getting it?
Chat says that Twitch is being slow. One sec.
Oh, my chat hasn't even updated.
Let me see.
You saw that in Twitch chat or on?
Elric says on Twitch it's being slow. Well, not sure. Maybe hop over to YouTube and see if it's doing better over there. And give us feedback if it is or isn't. We can see if it's a problem with multi-streaming or if it's a problem with Twitch somehow. I turned down the bitrate. I'm not getting drops like I was, so the stability thing is fixed, but the Twitch may still not be happy with the bitrate that's happening. Maybe hop over to YouTube, see if the quality's better. For the moment, we'll keep going. Just let us know. Okay, so, yeah. Let me see. If lead the way has failed, do you still make forward progress, or no? That's what I'm checking.
I think it... Doesn't it specify?
Lead the way.
I don't remember. I do remember this being something we've talked about a couple times because of how desperately lost.
Failure means you
were at the
still
start of
enter the new
campaign.
hex, but you suffer a mishap and must immediately roll. Okay, so aside from the wasps happening, which everybody... No issues on YouTube? Okay. Yeah. So the multi-stream is working better on YouTube than Twitch for some reason. I did adjust the bitrate down, so I'm not sure why it's still hanging on Twitch. We'll see if maybe it's just the connection speed and it's temporary or not. For the moment, I guess we're going north. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So the river turns to the northwest. So by going north, you start to deviate away from the river eventually, because the river turns, but you're still being told that northward is the direction you want to go. Yeah. If the mishap doesn't stop progress, then
Yeah, that's what
still
I was
make
thinking.
progress.
The mishap would specify.
which feels like a better way to play it anyway, because not making
Otherwise,
progress.
we'd never get anywhere.
Yeah, not making progress can't be the norm. All right. Revealing. So the river actually arcs away and then cuts back. So the river is bordering this hex on two non-adjacent sides, which is very odd.
Is that like a white hole in the ground there?
Oh,
Am I the only one seeing the 0 right there?
Oh, that is a letter on the map. It says Dankwood, and that is the second O.
Oh, oh, okay.
In case that gives you any perspective on how freaking big the Dankwood is, that is the second O in the word Dankwood.
So if we go to the right, we get the D.
You will get the D if you go to the right.
Boo.
All right. So that puts us in daytime. And you will okay, let me make some rolls here. Oh boy. There is some sort of encounter happening.
I saw it with my eagle eyes.
If we have an encounter here, I'm going to... Let's see. We have an encounter here, and it's going to come from one of the new books. That's fun.
Ooh.
Let's see. Dark Forest.
I think Josh updated the text on a lot of these.
On the map?
Yeah.
Yeah, I updated a lot of the map stuff like a session or two ago. I don't think everybody noticed.
Well, I just noticed that it no longer says Hot Armor Babe on the icon anymore.
It was taking up too much.
Boo!
It says HABT and HABT2.
Where?
Oh, never mind. I just put a red icon on there for it. It was HABT2 for a while. Alright, 56, Dark Forest, 29. Alright, Adam, give me just a straight strength roll to see if you wake up from all of the bumping around while we're having an encounter here. If you succeed on it, you'll wake up a little bit early while things are happening. You can pick a dramatically appropriate moment. If you fail, then you'll stay unconscious for a little bit because everything's terrible.
But it'll still be dramatically appropriate because something bad will probably happen.
Yeah, probably. You can roleplay the donkey until further notice. Well, that didn't do it. Okay. Let's see. Flawless.
This is the loudest Sir Archibald Truffles has ever been.
What was his full name again? Oh. Sir Archibald Truffles, High Lord of the Crab Stream.
All right.
Yeah.
You are traveling through the forest when the sound of frenzied wing beats is heard from a place nearby. The furious flapping of a bird. Moving closer, you see a large raven hopping, flapping its wings, and moving jerkily around a fly-infested deer carcass. You soon notice that there is a snare wrapped in an iron grip around one of the raven's talons, and one of its wings is hanging limp as if broken. The raven is struggling to break free, but is too exhausted and confused to stand a chance against the cruel hunting trap.
Aw. I'll fall for it. Can I go let the crow free?
You're welcome to fall for it. Do you approach?
I'm gonna help him.
Yeah, I'll approach.
All right.
I'm
Carefully.
gonna help him.
Cautiously, but I'm gonna
not.
approach.
I'm gonna go cut the cord.
I want to cut the cord.
I'm gonna go hide in a nearby tree or bush to prepare a sneak attack.
All right.
On me?
The bird is in a complete panic as you approach. It is terrified of you. It is flapping around madly, but it is very stuck, and you're a little worried it might hurt itself. You can do a manipulate roll to calm it down. Wait, is there an animal handling skill that's separate from manipulate?
There is animal handling.
Yeah, that's the one. It'll be animal handling to approach it if you want to try to approach it and calm it down. Or you can just seize it and try a heal roll to get it out and care for it.
Can I try animal handling, and if I fumble that and it doesn't die, still try to heal it afterwards?
You can.
Okay, I will try to calm it down first then. Is pushing this roll worth it?
You are allowed to if you want to.
No, I'll take whatever pecks and bits of flesh I can get just to try and pull it out, and then just do a heal check, because I have a better chance of healing it than I do calming it down.
You can grab hold of the raven. It's trying desperately to peck on you, and it's pulling around, but it quickly exhausts itself, and it's just heavily breathing and sort of gives in as you grab it. And now you can make a heal roll to try to straighten out its damaged wing and determine what treatment it might need. You get a success. You think that
enough?
its wing needs to be set, and it needs to be given water. You determine that it's thirsty and struggling. Probably
Okay.
because it's been stuck here for a very long time.
I will give it some water and try and set its wing.
Go ahead and make a roll of your water, even though it's unlikely to matter because you're still near a river. And, yeah. Eventually, it's going to calm down and drink the water. And after a few minutes of you all kind of hanging around here watching it, it manages to kind of get to its feet. But it looks a little dazed. It's not trying to fly away. And it's just sort of tilting its head and eyeing all of you.
I'll see if it wants a little piece of my rations. He can hang out with us if he wants.
Sure.
This raven doesn't have yellow eyes, does it?
No.
I would assume Marigold's not dumb enough to fall in a trap.
It has beady little black eyes. You give it a piece of your rations.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a food roll. It's gonna hop up, peck a little piece. And it hops up and perches on your leg for Gello.
Oh, pet his little birdie head. Hey, little buddy, it's okay. We're not gonna hurt you.
Tilts its head, looks at you. A moment later, in a flash of feathers and a somewhat startling display, it transforms into a beautiful woman sitting on your lap.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Wasn't expecting that at all.
With long dark hair and flowing
Just
green
pet-
and white robes, and a hunting bow slung over her back, and a black feather motif all over the back of her cloak. And she is pale and out of breath, and her arm looks broken. And she's laying in your arms, her eyes half open, gazing into your eyes.
Well, I wish I could say this is the first time I've had an animal transform in my lap into a human, but it's the second, so I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry, I was too exhausted to transform. I was worried I might have met my end. My name is Sister Ravlunda.
Nice
Thank you,
to meet
kind stranger. She's looking around at the party. She sees an unconscious wolfkin. She sees a goblin. Hesitates for a moment on him. She looks over at Velas.
I'm gonna grin real big when she hesitates on me.
Dahlia, Lynn. She's looking around. Lynn's been scowling all day and hasn't said a word to anybody.
So the usual.
Mm-hmm. She looks around and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she stands up, dusts herself off. She has to struggle to her feet a little bit. And she looks around and says, "I owe you a debt of gratitude here." She looks around and she says, "Ironic as it is, I'm somewhat of a skilled healer. Does that wolfkin over there need help, or is he a hostage?"
He's just unconscious from an unfortunate incident. He's sure to wake up at some point.
He's a friend of yours?
Yes. Yeah, he's our friend.
She's going to walk over to him, put her hands on him, and chant a few words of druidic magic and heal him. He's going to wake up. Ralgar, you wake up and there's a beautiful raven-haired woman standing over you.
Where is Archibald? Archibald, why am I? Who are you?
There. I am Sister Ravlunda. I have healed you. What is your name?
Oh. I can't remember my name right now.
That's
And I
all
look
right.
over to Grunrock and I go,
We've all had a rough day. She's looking around and says, well, this was all a bit embarrassing, but I thank you all. I hope that if we encounter one another again, I will be able to help you further. May I ask where you're headed?
So we're heading to Stonegarden. We have a few goodies to try and sell, and honestly, just to get out of this forest for a little while. We've been here for a little too long.
She nods. She says, all right, well, you're going to be heading north from here. Do you know the way?
Not exactly, just that it's north. Is there any way for us to cross the river nearby safely?
There is. There's a village to the north of here, not very far, called Spirit Ford. You can hike about an hour that way, and you'll be there. It's not what it used to be, and you should be careful. It's a popular crossing, but the village has been abandoned, and unsavory types might be setting up there to monitor the crossing, control traffic.
Do what unsavory types usually do.
Mm-hmm. She says, I know a lot about all the villages in the area, so if you're around here, we might cross paths again, and if you need any assistance, let me know. But the crossing you want is not far north of here. There are 2 bridges over the 2 branches of the river that will get you to any portion of the forest that you want. If you cross over the Entwater just to the north of here and then continue on due north, you'll be at Stonegarden in a matter of a day or 2 if all's well.
Fantastic. Thank you for the directions. And if you are ever flying around and spot us, feel free to join us for either some of our rations or travel. Are you okay to go? Your arm still looks a little...
She looks down at it and she says, when I regain my strength, I'll be able to repair it myself. I really just need to rest. I was taken by surprise by the snare, and I was too weak and exhausted to shapeshift back, and I was afraid that I might expire there, stuck to a rotting carcass. There was a larger animal stuck in the same snare.
Right.
She looks around and says, I must be honest, you're an odd band of fellows, but I will spread the word that you helped me, and if you encounter any of my other sisters, just tell them my name and say that you're a friend of mine. I'm sure they will help you.
We'll do so.
All right.
Absolutely.
Safe
travels.
She's headed south. From the rough direction she gave you, you think the village might be in this hex on the river, very close by.
What was it was Sister what again?
Her name was Sister Ravlunda.
It's a good thing you're typing it in there, because I was about to spell it really wrong in the group chat.
And, she goes on her way. Relgar, you're awake.
I hear you.
Ralgar doesn't feel like speaking right now.
Dahlia's just gonna come pat you on the head, then keep on walking. Your stats are fully restored. You've probably got a wicked headache, and your neck is gonna be a little sore because of bouncing on the donkey. You're also a little bit cold, and you realize that you're damp.
I honestly already forgot that you got waterboarded.
Goblin medicine at its finest.
I mean, wolfkin don't like riding on donkeys, so I mean, I'll stand on my own hind paws and just do a big shake out and kind of just look at myself like, oh, that was weird. And then I'll kind of like, because I don't know why my tongue hurts.
So we carry on north.
Yeah.
That
carry on north.
was an encounter that happened while passing through the hex, but nothing is hindering you from continuing on your way. So you make your way further north, and in the same quarter day, you're going to encounter what appears to be a village up ahead, and I'll describe what you see here. One sec.
Is this like an exploration site kind of village?
It is. So it'll be an exploration action if you want to enter. It'll be the majority of this quarter day to travel through it, and it'll be evening time when you enter if you want. But it's getting towards evening, and you're on the outskirts of a settlement. And here's what you see. Up ahead, there is a river crossing. You can see an old decayed palisade that clearly has gaps in it. And there are some buildings on the outside of it and some buildings on the inside of it. And all of the buildings that you can see, just rooftops of small houses and storage sheds and little cottages, appear to be badly overgrown. Holes in the roofs, boarded up windows, doors hanging off of their hinges. There's a little old dirt path passing through the town that cuts through what used to be a gate in the palisade, where there's some like little wood towers on either side, and that gate is just lying on the ground next to it with vines and things growing all over it. And the village itself looks like it has dozens of buildings, and it's quiet from where you're standing out in the forest. You also see that sections of the palisade have just fallen down. You could just walk in from any side of the village, basically. It does look like off in the distance there is a bridge over the river, and it's difficult to tell its state of repair from where you are. And it looks like on the far side of the river there's an old stone building larger than all the others, of some sort of greenish stone with a low stone wall still surrounding it, that is also in a state of disrepair. But it's way off in the distance, and so it's difficult to make out. So it looks like a substantial village, but that is in complete disrepair. No signs of occupation, and somewhere off in the distance on the other side of the river beyond the bridge, there looks to be a larger stone temple of green stone.
Do we see like any sort of signs of heavy foot traffic from any, like I know you said you can walk in from any side, but is there like any paths or anything that we can see, like, oh, there's like still a well-worn path here?
There's old dirt paths that are that appear to have once been well trafficked, and probably much less so in recent years.
Okay.
Nature has largely retaken the village, but you can still tell where the paths led through the village previously.
Okay. And what time of day is it? I thought we traveled in the morning time, and it was day now.
Let's kick over to exploration real quick. That was daytime, so if you want to take an exploration action and enter into this village, that will be your evening action.
What did we do in the morning? I think we only did the morning, right? I thought so. Didn't we travel in the morning through him on the donkey, and I led the way?
It's still daytime here.
I think so.
Okay.
Because I only did one lead the way roll.
Okay.
And I failed it, but we still successfully
we didn't do
traveled.
rolls and stuff in the way. Yeah, you're right. It's daytime, not evening. Okay. So it's midday, and you're on the outskirts of this village.
Well, everyone want to keep an eye out for unsavory.
If you would like to
types.
enter the village, place yourselves on the explore action. Dahlia will stay outside of the village with the donkey. And Lynn will
Run
forge
away.
ahead. Good lord. Why is this not? Oh, there we go. I was on the wrong layer. Lynn's going to go marching in with you. Why is this not letting me grab? Hold on. I got to restart Roll20. Well, Lynn goes with you, but I can't move the token because Roll20 is frozen. So, there it goes. All right. All right. You make your way in to the village. You see a couple of noteworthy things. Off to the left side of the path while you are traveling into the village, you see what appears to be a huge circle of stones. They are alternating between like vertical plinths, like in a Stonehenge kind of way, like big stone columns, and then shorter round stones in between each, alternating their way around a huge circle that's maybe 15 feet across. And at the center of it, it looks like a huge bonfire was burned there. There's just a big black pile. That's a little ways, like 20 feet off the left side of the path through the middle of the village. On both sides of the path, all the way through the village, you just see building after building of abandoned structures. This place is overgrown and falling apart completely. For being the only crossing along this river that you've seen in a long way, it's pretty odd for there not to be trade happening here at least. And it looks like whatever happened here happened a while ago because nature has reclaimed a substantial portion of it.
This is kind of creepy.
You now have a better view of the bridge up ahead. It looks like there is a still standing wooden bridge over the river heading to the north. And on the far side of it, you can now make out that there is a building that's about 2 stories in height, made of some sort of greenish stone. And it has a roof that's like a cone shape. And the entire roof is carved in a dark green stone into the motif of a winding snake wrapping its way around the top of the building, so that the whole roof of the building looks like a coiled snake in a pile.
Is this some kind of well-known symbolism that I could roll for?
You could roll lore.
Not that I'm an expert. Oh my goodness, I'm surprised I got 2 successes on 3
Both
dice.
got 2 successes. You're both well familiar with the Congregation of the Serpent. They are one of the competing faiths with the Church of Rust and the Church of the Raven Sisters. There's a founding legend in this nation's past that humans were led here from across the sea by a raven carrying a snake in its talons. The Church of the Raven worships the raven because they think it is a god and that it was carrying along a snake to do its bidding. The Church of the Serpent worships the snake, believing that the raven was its servant and that it was carrying it across the sea. And the Church of Rust believes that that the raven was made of iron and that the snake was made of wood, and that those sacred materials are what should be worshipped. They're sort of a church of industry in a way, and they believe in using tools made of those materials to dominate the natural world. The Congregation of the Serpent has largely been driven out of these lands or driven into hiding by the Church of Rust. They once were tolerated, they no longer are, and they have changed to being a more secretive, underground, almost cult out of necessity because of the pressures put on them by the Church of Rust. And you believe this to be a temple of the serpent, most likely.
Both the serpent and the raven are like
They both don't
they're-
get along with the Rust Church. The Serpent and the Raven are competing faiths that have different doctrines, and they have historically not gotten along. The Church of Rust is actively hostile to both of them.
In comparison to the Raven followers, is there any known the druid we just came across wasn't actively hostile and was kind? Is there any rumors about followers of the snake being similar or actively hostile to strangers?
The Raven Sisters have a reputation for being traveling witches, healers, and nature experts. The Church of the Serpent has a reputation for being secretive and for stockpiling knowledge and secrets.
Okay.
They were said to once have great libraries which were burned down in the city of Falander, which is supposed to be somewhere in the vicinity of Amber's Peak, or what remains of it. So the Congregation of the Serpent has been sort of driven underground, but you know that they value knowledge and secrecy, and that their headquarters is in Alderland, far, far to the south of the Great Divide, on the other side of the mountains.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go bang on the door.
Gonna go march across the bridge? Go up
Yeah,
to the
why
temple?
not?
Okay. You go heading for the bridge, and something will happen before you are able to cross. You get up to the bridge, and you see that the bridge actually appears to be pretty well kept compared to the rest of the village. Somebody's been maintaining this thing and using it. And someone, as you're approaching the bridge, two people, two men with hatchets slung over their backs, both looking like big, bulky lumberjack types, come out of buildings on the far side of the bridge, and begin to casually approach and march up to the center of the bridge side by side. As they get closer, you see that they are badly scarred, almost deformed. Their faces have horrible scarring in big patches, their necks, and one of them appears to have lost an eye and just has a gaping empty socket there. The other one has just big sections of his hair missing in patches, and the parts where the hair is still growing, it's very long and scraggly and hanging down to his shoulders. And the two of them march up onto the bridge, and one of them steps up and says, "You speak to Lorsan. Who are you?"
Is Lorsan, is that your name, or am I speaking to the bridge?
The guy turns to the guy next to him and says, "Idiots."
Okay, so that's your name then.
Are you here to
what?
make jokes?
No, I am here to adventure and find treasures.
Currently, we're just here to cross a bridge, though.
Oh yeah, that too.
What are your names? Where do you come from? Starting with you. And he points at the goblin.
My name and where I come from. It's kind of rude to ask that of me without telling me that about you, but I'm from the Shroud. And you can't pronounce my name correctly. Some people call me Long Toe, though.
Long Toe.
I mean,
And I'll stick my foot up in the air and wiggle my feet.
pretty accurate.
The nasty guy next to him says, "What business has an elf,
Two, an elf, a human, a half-elf, a little girl, a goblin, and a wolfkin, and a donkey in the village of Spiritford.
We really don't have business here.
Mostly
We're just
that
trying to cross
Ford
the
part.
river. Yeah.
You back there.
Can we
She
cross
elf.
your bridge? Oh.
What's your name?
You're muted.
You're muted.
She elf.
Still muted.
She says it's unmuted.
Check your audio device. She reset and broke everything.
The video call lets you change audio devices on it in the browser.
All she has to do is just reset her computer again.
3 more times.
Good thing she knows that one thing in sign language.
That's my audio.
There we go.
There you go.
That's what it was clicked on.
All right.
I believe you.
I hate
You there,
technology.
She-Elf, what's your name?
Veloz, can we come in?
They look at each other for a moment. And then they say, "You do not cross. We will return in a moment." And they turn and walk to the far side of the bridge and go into a different large building. One of them stands right outside the door, keeping an eye on you, and the other one goes inside like he's consulting with someone.
Veloz. I'm going to try and say this like quietly. Veloz. And everyone, honestly. Maybe we should just give our fake names from now on. I know there's still a pretty heavy bounty that may or may not have reached out this way, but I was just thinking about it in this moment, so I'm not throwing shade here or anything.
It's a great idea. I don't remember the fake name I gave. I kind of give a lot. And so I just stopped and started giving my real name.
I would stop doing that part.
Well, I mean, at some point, my fake names have equal weight to my real name. Who am I? Who are any of us?
After a moment, 2 more guys come out of that building, and now there's 4 guys with hatchets. 2 of them drawn on the far side of the bridge, and the other 2 that were talking to you before still don't draw weapons, and they walk up to the midpoint of the bridge and say, "I'm afraid we're going to have to ask you to wait here until our boss arrives to evaluate you. If you don't
I'm so
mind
sorry.
setting up camp anywhere over there, you should be here in a matter of less than an hour."
Wait, I'm so confused. We're just trying to cross a bridge, are we not?
I'm just doing my job.
No. Sorry.
No one crosses this bridge
Urgello,
without the
we-
discretion.
we're trying to cross a bridge. This might seem rude, man, but I mean, do you want me to work some persuasion in here, Urgello? Like,
Gentlemen, who is your boss?
I think his name is Lorhan.
No, that's the name of the bridge.
Ah, I can't even see straight still. So
Why the hell do you listen to a bridge?
His name is Clayern. He was an elder seer in this village before it fell. And he's in meditation right now. He wishes us to hold you until he can have a moment to come speak with you.
And what would he want to speak with us about?
That's his business. We're just following orders.
how many?
And I take it to mean that if we refuse and just attempt to cross this bridge, you'll assault us?
They both put hands on the halves of their axes. I'm
Just a
afraid
question,
that's
fellas.
correct.
Do you, out of curiosity, often stop people trying to cross said bridge?
Or is it just because we're so good looking?
Something like that.
Now,
Well,
is this like an actually good looking thing? Because let's be honest, I mean, at the very least, Vergello and I are smoking hot. I'm trying this new, like, shaved head almost type thing, but I think it's working for me. Or is this like a racist type thing? Because we've got an orc and a wolfkin.
we don't have an orc.
Off in the
We've
distance
got a goblin.
from a building on the far side of the bridge, you just hear some disconcerting, deep guttural cries of agony coming from the general direction of the building that they were consulting in. You just hear a man's voice crying out like in terrible pain, and it echoes through the woods all around you. Birds flutter out from the treetops. They look at each other a little bit and then look back at you and say nothing.
That does not sound like meditation to me.
Do I recognize this name Clay Earn at all, Josh?
No.
Do the two guys who are on the other side, like who walked out with them, do they also look pretty janked up?
Yeah. All four of these guys have significant scarring, evidence of some strange past injuries that appear patchy, and missing hair, old scarred deep wounds. Ralgar. It is at this point, after staring at these guys across the bridge for a little bit, that you start having flashbacks.
Uh-oh.
You've seen this sort of scarring, hair loss, and strange damage before. Mostly on dead bodies.
Hot dang diggity, these are zombies.
Huh. I share that with the group. Guys, these guys look like they might not be living, but also not dead.
That's not what I'm suggesting.
That's
I'm
not
suggesting-
what he's suggesting.
I was suggesting that the patterns of patchy scarring, hair loss, and skin damage look very familiar to the disease that you have witnessed in the past. Except that you knew no one to have survived it.
Oh,
What is it,
boy.
Ralgar?
Well, okay. It's time for you to learn a little bit about me. Okay, so you know that I lost my pack. But I never told you how they died. Those guys look like how they died. They would start losing their fur. Sometimes they would start tearing it out, and they would get boils and blisters that would grow and pop all over their bodies. And I would see them and hear them screaming and howling as they try to fight it off. And one by one, they all fell. Everyone except me.
I take it there's no cure for this?
If I could find a cure for it, I could bring them back.
Wait,
I've never seen anyone survive it before.
Guys, I'm usually not one to say we should, strike first and ask questions later, but before the boss man gets out here and starts screaming, maybe we should...
Maybe they can share their knowledge with us.
I don't think
Maybe
they're
we
trying to
should-
share anything. I'm pretty sure they're trying to take us.
but why? Not that anyone really needs a reason with a wolfkin, a goblin, two foreign ass elf, half elf, double.
Look, even
So
if they don't
finest.
even if they want to just have dinner and a conversation, I don't think I want to be anywhere near someone who has a disease that we know has no known cure.
They're instructing you
Yeah.
to wait until their master is ready to consult with you.
Out of curiosity, up there, hey,
Huh?
bridge crossers. Is your master actually meditating, or is he the one screaming out, writhing in agony from an uncurable disease?
They look at each other. They look back at you. They're like, watch your tongue. He has no disease.
Can I insight check?
Mm-hmm.
Ah! Are they lying?
You detect no attempts to deceive.
Phobos, ask them why they look like that.
I'm just gonna slowly turn and look at him. How many times have you been asked that question and you found it offensive?
Okay, you're right. Hey, why do you guys look like that?
Yeah, y'all are pretty ugly. Losing all your hair.
That's coming from Long Toes over here.
They look pretty pissed off, and the two guys in the front are wringing at the handles of their axes and visibly shaky a little bit, and one of the guys in the back is like, maybe we ought to teach these travelers a little bit of respect.
Oh,
Yeah.
you better not rough us up. Your boss said to wait. Better go hurry him along.
Wait,
Yeah, you don't want to burn this bridge.
A familiar voice from behind the four guards says, now, boys, there's no need to be alarmed. Everyone stand down. These are friends. Hello, everyone. And Marigal steps up onto the
Oh
bridge.
my god.
Ralgar, you've not met Marigal, so to you, this is a handsome, radiant half-elf, dressed in white and gold finery all the way down to his feet. He has delicate features. It's difficult to tell his gender. He looks very androgynous, and just looking at him is somewhat intoxicating. He's like the fairest creature that you've ever laid eyes on. He is tall, with sharp features, and just a grin on his face, and slung across his back is a fine gilded lute, musical instrument. And
Thanks, we didn't know what a lute was.
he is he walks forward with his manicured hands in front of him like this, pats one of the bridge guards on the shoulder and says, come along now, no need to wait anymore. I'm so sorry for this inconvenience. Valas, it's so good to see you again. And
Clay Earn.
and who are these new friends we have with us? He goes around, he comes walking across the bridge. He just sort of floats past Vergello and goes straight to Lynn. And he's going to kneel down and say, what's your name? And she just scowls at him. He's like, don't feel like talking right now? That's A-okay. And he flicks her nose. And she's just scowling at him a little bit. And as she does, you see little smoldering ashes rising off of her hair. And he stops and looks at her for a second and goes, that is peculiar. And then he walks right past her over to Ralgar. And he says, and we've picked up a little wolfkin friend. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Marigal.
I am not little. That was me.
I'm so sorry. I meant no disrespect. Welcome to Spirit Forward. This is my vacation home. I come by here from time to time. Do you wish to cross the
Marigold,
bridge?
Yes. Can we just pass, please?
Of course. Let's go. We can all walk together.
I'd rather not walk with you this time.
Oh, that's all right for Gello. And he just, like, pats you on the back and grabs your shoulder a little uncomfortably tight.
I'd like to walk with you. It's all the same.
That would be an honor.
When he grabs Vergello's shoulder, I'm gonna wrap my arm around his waist and just like dig my fingers into his hips.
He's gonna cringe
Good
a
to
little bit.
see you, old friend.
You're echoing
Smile
over
at
her
him.
mic a little bit. Just FYI.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'll smile at him.
Good to see
Amy,
you.
mute your mic.
Always
Yes, you
happy
did.
to see you, Grunrelk.
You're using
And,
your headset mic, apparently.
Yeah, he's gonna lead you all across the bridge, and he is walking alongside Velas.
No, it's also muted. This is also muted. Can you hear me right now?
I hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of my microphones are muted.
Just use the mute button on the app.
All right, he's walking with you anyway. So, he's walking alongside Velas. If you want to have a private conversation, we can tell other people to mute their audio until we signal, but let me know. But unless you say otherwise, he's walking alongside you, and
actually-
he's like, "Lovely Velas, it's so good to see you again."
Very good to see you as well. I actually would like a private conversation if that's possible.
Thank
Okay.
goodness. I don't want to hear
I
this
can't
stupid
hear
guy's voice.
shit.
Everybody mute, and I will do this when it's time to come back. Velas.
Marigal, I haven't seen you since Amber's Peak.
It's been some time. You've picked up some new
Literally,
friends.
I mean, I have, you know me, ever the friendly, outgoing type.
He says, so far from home out here. You must be headed to Stonegarden, perhaps? Paying a little visit to the dwarves?
Yeah, well, find some cool stuff, want to sell some stuff. There's not a whole lot of selling opportunities in the middle of the Dankwood.
Have you really found some cool stuff?
Yes, I have, and I'd be more than willing to show you some of the cool stuff, but the last time I saw you, you were saving my ass, which, don't get me wrong, I truly appreciate. Zertorm was certainly about to fry it, but you said that
He was rather angry.
bring me to him. Was that a lie? Or is that something I should be on the lookout for?
Oh, no, not to worry. I just needed to keep him satisfied until you could make your way out of the town. It's fine. You're perfectly safe. I mean, you...
Insight.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I also don't believe this guy at all.
Mm-hmm. You detect no deception.
No. And I can't push my insight roll.
You can if you're feeling particularly suspicious.
I mean, like a little. Nope.
All right.
And I injure. What is insight? Wisdom. Wits. Not wisdom.
Wits or empathy, one of those. I think it's wits.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's wits.
You're getting frustrated and impatient in this conversation with him is what that means. More prone to making mental mistakes. Anyway, I don't want to keep everybody hanging too long, but...
Right, for sure. No.
He says, I just wanted to tell you that if you're thinking about bringing any presents to the dwarves, there might be better uses for such things.
And which things would you be talking about?
Oh, shiny things, forgotten things, valuable things. I am more than happy to see such things in your hands, but the dwarves, there's no telling what they might do with such gifts, so just
Well,
be
for what it's
very
worth,
careful before you make any big decisions about who to trust.
I had no intentions of giving something I think that you are implying about to the dwarves. I quite literally have a giant bee statue that I stole from a lich.
I see.
But I'm a bit curious as to how you know that I have what I'm not saying that I have.
I haven't said anything. I'm just making guesses. How many reasons could there be to travel this far north?
Exploration? While we're on the topic of exploring and being places we ought not be, I heard a rumor that you were somewhere that you ought not be a few centuries ago.
I'm well traveled.
Of course you are. In the well travels that you've been on about, have you found a hearthstone? Deep green, you know, like my grandmother's.
His face gets a little bit serious, almost uncomfortable, and then he quickly snaps out of it into his friendly guise and just turns around without answering you and turns back to the rest of the party. Everybody can come back. Let me know when you're back.
Back.
Somebody want to ping Adam? I think he's looking down.
I'm here. I'm alive.
Okay, this guy's walking across the bridge having a whispered conversation with Velas, from which he abruptly turns around and walks back towards Ralgar and says, "What brings you to the rest of this party?"
I don't know anything about you. Why would I talk to you?
Well, I was thinking perhaps we could be friends. What's your name?
I can't remember my name. Oh, wait, guys, are we doing the fake name thing or not with him?
Clever.
Fake names.
Can't be too careful these days. Not everyone is trustworthy.
Well, you can call me by my pack name, which is...
And which pack is that?
I just told you.
Oh, that's the name of your pack? I see. Such a fascinating language.
You hairless people are silly. But yeah, these are my friends, and I'm with them, and they keep me safe, and I keep them safe, and we are adventuring together, and we are going to find treasure, and we are going to be rich, and that's why I'm here.
Straightforward.
We keep
I
him
like
safe.
it.
He keeps us safe. It's nice. We all know where we stand with each other. All the time.
Oh, and I can kill you with my mind.
He can. We've nearly died. But not intentionally.
Very, very interesting. He is going to turn back to the rest of the party and say, "Well, I hope that you took no offense. As you walk past that building that the people came out of, you've crossed the bridge, and as you're walking past the building that they were all consulting in, somewhere in that building you hear someone going, ah." I hope it was no
Lovely
inconvenience
vacation
for you to wait up. You can't be too careful these days, but I've made sure that the men know that you're trusted friends and you can pass through here anytime that you like.
Thanks, buddy.
Is anyone going to ask him what that noise was? Because it sounded like someone had the vinegar strokes.
Nah, I was just gonna leave it at that. I'm not trying to get too invested in a place I don't want to be.
He'll lead you northward through the town and past that huge snake temple, hardly giving it any acknowledgement.
Are we allowed to go in that building with the snake on top?
I don't. Do we
Oh,
want
that?
to?
Well, good luck going into that building. That's the old serpent temple, but after this village fell to plague, they sealed it up with a magical key that they took with them. A magical key, they say, can open any lock, including that one. And he points at the big arched, finely carved door, and just coming into view as you're walking along, and he's pointing this out to you. It looks like there is a heavy stone door on the front of that stone temple, no windows of any kind, and it has a huge keyhole in the center of what looks to be some sort of intricately carved door. It almost looks like an above-ground vault.
Oh man, I wish we could get in there. I bet there's treasure. Can I ask you another kind of question? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take that as a yes. What was the plague that killed everybody here? Do you know?
Oh, it was terrible, terrible, terrible. I remember it all too clearly. It was, I believe, during the Demon Flood. This was a prosperous trade village during the Elder Wars. Munitions and supplies were going up and down this river day and night. They were charging tolls for crossing, and many supplies were being sent to reinforce the front lines in the Elder Wars. And then when the Demon Flood overtook everything, well, things didn't turn out too well. The legends speak of a rat demon. They call him the Rat King of Plagues, who marched through the Dankwood playing a magical flute that summoned hordes of plague rats that would spread through towns and villages, and everywhere that they touched, there was a terrible fever with yellow blisters that none could survive. But, of course, these are just stories. Clearly, some did survive. And he gestures back to those men.
Are you helping them survive?
A bit. He smiles.
Always
He has
so
like a cartoonish
kind-hearted.
glint on his pearly white teeth.
Marigal, and I'm just gonna make sure like Lynn is not listening. I know that you're smart. Do you know of a way to take magic out of a person? Or if such thing can be true?
An intriguing question.
Mm-hmm. And one someone surely as old as you might know an answer to.
Magic isn't so much something that dwells in a person. He turns
It
towards the little girl
certainly-
off in the distance, immediately piecing together that you're talking about her.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like
Certainly
me to
does in
take a
this
closer
case.
look at her?
Can you do it inconspicuously? She's
Of course.
testy, and I've already blown up one backpack, if you know what I'm saying.
It's getting late. Who wants to hear a song? He pulls out the lute.
Oh God, no! Oh, please help us!
He begins to strum, and it is the most hauntingly beautiful music that you've ever heard. He begins singing in a gentle voice that echoes through the trees. The birds around you stop singing while his voice is ringing out through the forest. The insects go quiet, and all of you feel instantly soothed. It's like taking drugs. You are just the forest looks more vibrant. Everything becomes more beautiful, and your worries sort of drift away from you. And after a few minutes, you realize that you're not sure how long you've been listening, and the little girl is sitting right across from him on a rock, just sort of staring with a smile on her face for the first time in weeks. Just gazing at him while he sings the song, and she's got like a love-struck look on her face. And he walks right up to her and taps her on the nose and says, "Aren't you just cute as a button? Let me ask you, where do you come from?" And she says, "I'm Lynn of Wilderwood." He says, "Wilderwood? I knew that village. It burned to the ground in a terrible cataclysm, did it not?" And she goes, "Yeah." He says, "Oh, that is terrible, you poor thing. May I?" And he just slowly walks towards her and puts one hand on her forehead like this and closes his eyes. And he says, "May I listen?" And he goes around behind her back and leans one ear to her back. He says, "Breathe deeply for me." "Thank you. I'll be right back." And he walks back over to Velas. Everybody's snapping out of it now because he's not playing his music anymore. he says, well, this girl does not need training. She needs an exorcism.
Do you have any, references? It's not exactly like that's something I have on hand. I've gotten very good at canning.
Says, I could take care of it myself, but I'm afraid I don't have what I need here. I would have to take her to a better spot where I have proper facilities. Or you could try taking her by the witches in the Hexenwald, but they could be a little tough to bargain with.
What do
Who
you
else?
want? For doing
Who
it?
else?
Let's
do I want?
not. No, hold on. I don't even like the fact that your music just distracted me again. Let's leave. Let's not make any. No offense, Marigold. Let's not make any more deals with the devil today. I already feel like I owe him 1,000 gold for just crossing his damn bridge. So can we just leave this area? I'm tired of music. I'm tired of the forest. And that one guy over there is still gripping his axe, and I'm tired of seeing his blistering face. I just want to leave. I just want to leave.
Understandable. Thank you. I'm gonna turn and look at Marigold. You know where we're going. Drop a line.
Have fun with the dwarves. Oh, and Velas. One last thing. If you're interested in a bit of shopping, for something nice, maybe some jewelry to wear, maybe a nice, lovely emerald I think would complement your eyes, I heard that there's a great place to find one. The Stone Loom Mines, that's what they call them. Yeah.
The what?
The Stone Loom Mines. Anyway, I have to be going. Thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure seeing you all. Safe travels. And until we meet again. And he bows.
I'm gonna lean, as he's standing up, I'm gonna lean forward and just kiss him on the cheek. You and I are not done talking. And then I will leave.
He blinks a couple of times.
And then
He says,
I go up
certainly
and
hope
I
not.
I lick him on the cheek and I say, you and her are not done talking. And also you smell like clouds.
He just caresses your cheek with the back of his hand and then gives you a little scratch behind the ear and then goes walking off south across the bridge, whistling a tune to himself. He's whistling the same song he was playing on his lute, but it doesn't have the same haunting effect. It has more of a mocking effect now. And you are safely on the north side of the village with a path leading northwards into the forest.
Guys, I immediately noticed one problem. Well, there's two. I'm very uncomfortable with Marigold, know where we're going. The other is Dahlia and Sir Archibald are on the other side of the bridge.
I thought about that. We would have brought them with us, right?
You could bring them with you.
Josh said that Dahlia and the donkey
Yeah.
were staying.
It's okay.
So-
We can say that you signaled them to come across while you were
Okay.
negotiating with people if you want. It's
When
fine.
Vergello says that, I'm just gonna full sprint back across the bridge, running past Marigold.
If you want to do that, that's
the
fine.
whole
They'll let
way.
you go past.
I'm gonna go get them and bring them with us. Hopefully, Marigold looks at me kind of funny when I just zoom past it.
Marigold takes Sir Archibald Truffles to the side. Let me talk to you for a second.
So you are now on your own and able to converse privately.
No, we are not. Ignore the DM. He's always listening. Not the DM, Marigold, but Josh is also listening.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid, golden-eyed, androgynous, beautiful bastard.
The song that he
Lynn,
played, was it before?
Lynn is walking along with just a faint grin on her face that's slowly fading as she walks, and she's going, "Who was he? I like him."
He's pretty great, and also kind of terrible. That was Miracle. He's,
He wants to
centuries
be
old.
your new daddy.
Who is her mom? What? No.
No.
Well, you didn't kiss him on the cheek. That was kind of weird.
It's complicated. Lynn, do you want to get rid of your magic?
I want to get rid of all magic. And I don't trust you to do it. You keep
Not
controlling my mind and hypnotizing me and putting tricks on me every time I try to leave.
right, because your
If
magic
I knew
is
my
a
way
little
around this forest, I'd be
unstable.
gone already.
You would
If I
certainly
knew
try.
If I knew my way around this forest, Lynn, we wouldn't be at this daggum bridge.
No, not me taking it out. Someone else. Someone trained to do such a thing. But is that still what you want? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna just kind of step in, or turn to look at her because we're not stopping, we're walking. I'm gonna do my very best to make that happen. I promise. No matter what it costs me.
You mentioned witches. What if the sister could have done something?
I'm not quite certain. She's a druid, and exorcism doesn't really follow a druid's path.
I honestly was just under the assumption you knew as much about exorcism and druids as me, which is that we were friends with one. So,
Yeah, and that one was super obsessed with getting rid of demons. It's worth a
So-
shot.
and I mean, they're known to be witches.
Do you have any way to contact her? Because I don't.
I mean, she's probably gonna bump into us again at some point.
Possibly, but how long and far off in the future is that?
Honestly, I hope it's sooner than we run into Marigal again. Why did you tell him we were going to the dwarves?
Stop it!
Oh, yeah, that'll work. Ah, God.
I didn't tell him we were going to the dwarves. He just knew. Just like he also just knew that I had something special in my bag. I didn't tell him. Nor did I allude
believe
to.
you. Unfortunately, this androgynous son of a bastard just happens to know things he shouldn't.
I completely agree. He thought when I said that we were going to sell things that is what I meant, that we would leave that there. But I told him we had a super sick bee statue we stole from a lich.
Ralgar, for future reference, if you see any animals or humans or anything with golden eyes, let one of us know. It's either his kid or him or a vessel, I think.
Oh,
We've
oh, like
quite
a
literally seen a
cauldron?
crow with golden eyes.
Oh, okay.
Was followed by it for a while, actually. It was a little creepy.
That's why I
Okay.
picked up
Ooh.
archery.
Well, what are we gonna do now?
Well,
We
Still need to
keep
sell
moving.
some of this stuff.
that was daytime. Do you want to set up camp in the next hex over?
If we are able to, yes.
Josh, do I have any idea where the stone loom mines might be?
No idea. You can make a lore roll, and anybody else who you share it with can make a lore roll.
Hey guys, anybody heard about the stone loom mines before?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those. No, I haven't.
I've heard a little.
Weren't those things you mentioned just 2 seconds ago?
Oh yeah, that was them. Oh, poor Ralgar, buddy. That sucks. That's so
I
many
mean-
dice.
I mean,
It
I rolled
sounds
more
like
on a
the-
healing roll and failed.
It sounds like the kind of place that dwarves would mine in.
Velas.
I feel like that's. I feel like
you got
that's
one
racist,
success,
but I don't know
so
why.
you have only very surface level knowledge. You know from your knowledge of history that was forced into your brain in Elf Town before you became an adventurer. You were always very impatient in school, but this one stuck with you.
I mean, that stands to reason.
She can't
My
even remember
lore
the
is
elf
very
town she's from.
You know that the Merimanian dwarves, which are one of the major dwarf clans, and incidentally the same dwarf clan that the brewer in the Hollows belonged to. Remember, he had abandoned being a dwarf and forsworn being a Merimanian dwarf.
They're one of the dwarf clans. They used to be headquartered in a place called the Stone Loon Mines. And when something terrible happened in those mines during the Third Elder War, the mines were abandoned and they moved on to a new home. And that is 100% of what you know. You don't know where they are. All you know is you remember there being some mention of the Stone Loom Mines being where the Merimanian dwarves were from, and that they were abandoned during the Elder Wars after something bad happened there.
Perfect. Merman dwarves used
The
to be there.
Merimanians.
Romania.
Mermanians. Got it.
Mater.
Okay.
Mermanians.
All right, shall we do
Perfect.
evening rolls here?
Yes.
Yes. Is there a river nearby?
Yes.
I'm going fishing.
All right, who making camp?
Me and Dahlia.
I'm actually gonna take a bathroom break and get a drink. If people want to put in their die rolls, we can resolve them as soon as I get back. Want to take like a 2-minute stretch break?
Sure.
Is that good with everybody?
Dahlia and I failed to make camp.
Okay.
Yep.
And if there's anything you want to discuss, you can.
Are you put on the BRB screen? He already left.
If something comes, I surely did not see it.
Josh really needs to make a be right back screen. I say to the nobody who's here, because yeah, everyone left me. You know what? I'm gonna turn off my camera. What if Josh would cut this out? Where is my fishing? Survival. +1 for the fisher thing. +2 for the fishing net. Roll. 2 fishies. Josh,
Mm-hmm.
you need to make a be right back screen.
Yeah, I have one technically.
Yeah, I know. And when I went to say, hey, you should put it on coming soon, you'd already ripped off your headphones. It'd also be a lot easier for you to edit.
Well,
All right, we're back.
Good work.
Oh, look at that face. Look at that face. All right.
Oh.
When last we took our drink break, our heroes were failing to make camp, and the consequence is annoying but straightforward. Food spoilage. You failed to properly insulate your food storage, and everybody loses a die of food. Other than that, you will rest uneventfully. Yep. Camp is made. Bill caught 2 fish. Was that right?
Hey guys, I caught 2 fish. Why is my pack open and all my food strewn everywhere?
There's bugs in the food. That's what happened. Everything got set down. You were all having conversations about what just happened, and before you realized it, a bunch of ants got in the food.
Gross. You want ants? This is how you get ants.
Camp is made. Aside from the food problem, it is nighttime. You can all shift yourselves around. Sleep-ins. Keep watch. Possible encounter. Yes, encounter.
Definite encounter. I don't know how this encounter system works, but I know 2 6s is an encounter.
You are correct, sir.
It's a dwarf in a balloon.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about griffins? How do you feel about 2 griffins?
Counters.
Pretty good. You can take them.
Should I
No.
roll now for scouting?
I'll tell you if it's a type of encounter that requires a scouting roll or not. It'll
Okay.
come down to what the encounter is. You're going to be the one to roll it if scouting is involved.
Last time was a dwarf in a balloon, so this time an elf is gonna poke its head up from the ground.
Oh, God. The double 6. I know what the double 6 means, and I had just forgotten. Grenrock, roll scouting.
It happened before. Oh, is it the red mist again? That happened to us once, where like it came out of nowhere.
I would like to use my pride.
Do it. The eyes of the
Do I
night.
just click pride?
3 successes. All right.
Nice.
You get nice early warning to decide what you want to do. But here's what's happening. Distantly. Oh, let me fix the audio. This is just all wrong. All right. Distantly, you hear the sound of clanking metal. Clonk. Clonk.
God.
Clonk. And a faint glow against the leaves in the treetops off in the distance. And a breeze blows through the camp, and it carries the smell of brimstone to your nostrils, and you immediately remember Terra Malda. And it sounds
How
like
do we
it's
keep
coming
warning
your
each
way. Except this time, everyone's here.
Except this
I'm
time,
gonna-
it's personal.
I'm gonna slink over towards. What's the sleeping arrangements? Where are people at? Are they all kind of gathered around one fire? Is everybody spaced out? Like, what do we? I don't know. This is probably kind of important.
I'd be near the fire for warmth, for obvious reasons.
I would be not super close to the fire. Not like probably as close to like a bush or tree as I could be without freezing to death.
Normally I would be at Veloc's feet, but right now I'm just on my own somewhere near the fire, but like, on the opposite side of the fire.
At Dahlia's feet.
What's
and Dahlia
the-
and Lynn?
There's time
Mr.
pressure
DM?
on the situation, so describe the general response here.
Okay. I'm gonna go start kicking dirt on the fire as I
Okay.
run by, and then I'm gonna put a hand and a pinch on Vergello until I see his eyes shoot open.
The stomping is still coming closer, directly towards your camp. It's getting louder.
And then I'm gonna scramble over and do the same thing to Velas, hand and nose.
I'll move over to Raugar and do the same thing.
And then I'm gonna scramble over and do the same to Dahlia.
I will wake up Lynn.
What? What is it? What is it?
No, they put the hand on the mouth.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, everyone's been putting hand on the mouth.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll point at my ears and then say, "Listen," and you hear clank, clank, clank.
The clanking reaches somewhere around the edge of your camp on the opposite side from where everybody's hunkered, and then it stops, and you can just see the outline of a huge spiked suit of armor smoldering from within, closed helm, this like almost 7-foot tall figure, smoke and ash and sparks pouring out from all of the gaps between the plates of the armor, and it pauses at the edge of your camp and then goes.
I'm like jumping into like into a bush.
It inhales
like, kinda
deeply and then
slinking
looks
off.
from one side and looks to the other and then reaches to its back and draws a sword that is about as tall as the tallest of you, sticks it in the ground, and then starts marching forwards to the center of your camp and looking from one side to the other and locks its eyes on Archibald Truffles and begins stomping towards him.
Did it leave the sword behind, or is it dragging it with
It's
it?
dragging it, making sparks and ash along the ground as it does.
I'm trying to quickly and quietly loop around the camp to try and get behind the hot armor babe.
Make a stealth roll. Meanwhile, other people can continue doing things. Who does anything other than quietly flee? Going once.
I stand my ground.
You stand your ground.
I'm gonna
I go
jump
to
between her and the donkey.
I go to position myself between her and the donkey. Yeah.
Okay. The two of you make yourselves visible.
I stay on the side like, what's
And I look straight up into the helmet, and I say, kind of in a low voice, but Grunrock's gonna hear it. Terramolda, you are not welcome here. Why are you here?
Terramolda halts a few steps away from the donkey, turns towards you with creaking and swiveling sounds, plants both feet, shaking the ground while doing it, and then leans forward and just lets out a low guttural moan that's kind of multiple voices at the same time shrieking out of the armor, some low and some high, and it just echoes through the trees and sparks go flying through the clearing past you, and just a warm breeze that smells like brimstone wafts over you. And then it goes like this with the sword in a threatening throat-cutting motion, and then starts stomping towards you.
I do not doubt your power, Terramolda, but you should remember that an attack on me is an attack directly on Stonegarden himself. Leave now.
Terramolda will unflinchingly continue marching towards you, but you are now closer to Terramolda than anyone's been before, and you can make a scouting roll to notice something.
Sure, let's see how my scouting goes here. Why
While
not?
this is happening and he's getting ready to roll, know that it is my intention to try and like sneak up on Terramolda to like
Okay.
get in
Nice, dude.
sneak attack position.
Okay.
Nice scouting roll, bud.
As Terramolda's marching towards you, you see that the chest plate, this just huge oversized chest plate that she's wearing, seems to have like a big iron railroad spike driven through the chest right where the heart should be. And it's just smoldering a little bit right around where it's like punctured into the armor. Just a strange detail you hadn't noticed before. if you've seen her before. Have you seen her before, Ralgar? Not sure if you have.
Yeah,
I think we've only ever seen her with him with us.
yeah, we've only
Yeah.
ever seen them.
We saw her on the plains.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think
It
Grunwald
was right
saw
when
her
you joined the
himself,
party
but-
that you had the first encounter with her, yeah. But
Yeah.
Grimrock saw her alone the first time. Anyway,
The second time.
yeah. Okay, yeah, she's marching towards you, Ralgar, and you are now in melee range. So pull initiative.
Uh-oh.
One
Should
sec.
we all pull
Let me
initiative?
see if I got my... Yeah, let me get my cards.
I was gonna taunt her.
I mean, you still can.
Oh, I kind of plan to.
I really want to sneak attack her. I've got 5 willpower.
Well, what I'm gonna do is get Sir Archibald and Dahlia, and I will sing y'all's praise, your bravery, all the way in Stonegarden.
Please
Alright.
protect Sir Archibald.
Uh,
And Dahlia.
I'm going top to bottom in the order that you're on the overlay here. Velas, you're going third, or on 3. Grenralk, you're going on 9. You're going late. Vergello, you're going first. You got the ace. Ralgar, literal 10.
Every time.
It's insane. I can't. And Terramalda on 2. So Vergello, you see Terramalda raising a sword to just chop down your friend, and you're the only person that gets to react in time to do something about it.
I can't at the beginning of this swap my initiative with
You could
Someone?
swap your initiative with anybody else who didn't stand their ground. Wait, did you stand your ground?
I'm the only one who didn't stand my ground.
Yeah, you can't swap with anybody else then because you're separate from the party. You're standing on the outskirts somewhere.
Can he swap with me?
No, because you didn't stand, like, you slinked off as well. I would assume so.
Yes. That's why I rolled the stealth earlier. He was saying because you didn't stand your ground, and I also did not stand my ground. I don't know. I was just asking.
I'm gonna try and move out to the. Well, I say move. I don't want to like move to a different zone if I can help that. I just want to move to the opposite side of wherever like Ralgar is, and if I imagine I don't see Velas anywhere, but I would try to make it to where her focus is on me, and I'm gonna take some pot shots with some arrows
Sure.
to try and distract her.
Go ahead.
Jeez. This is how I die. First attack. Make sure I work
Happy
those stats.
1 year anniversary. Time to kill all the player characters.
You can't spell anniversary without TPK. Give me 1 second, Josh. I'm just making sure all my stats are getting properly added.
It's okay, Lynn's
Does
not going to let us die.
Terramalda, does Terramalda count as a monster?
We'll discuss that later.
Okay, is
a-
Terramalda a monster or a humanoid?
Well, I mean, it counts as far as like I have an ability where I would get
Yes.
a +1.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were asking for experience purposes.
No. No, I was asking because
Josh,
I have
what-
Dragon Slayer.
We'll deal with that later if we live. Okay, cool. All my stuff's added properly.
All right, what's happening? All right. You take the shot. That's going to be base damage +1. It's going to shatter against the armor, and the splinters of the arrow go up like sparks and rain down like fireworks across, just scattering across the camp. And Terramalda keeps marching towards Ralgar as though unfazed, not even noticing your arrow.
Jeez. All right. That was my fast action.
Attacking
can
is your
shoot
slow
again?
action
I have
Unless you have
fast shooters
talent. Okay.
Yeah,
You want to take another shot? Or...
I can shoot twice. Did it just look like it didn't have enough power kind of deal, or did I get the vibe that like there's no way I'm going to be able to penetrate this armor?
That arrow did nothing. All I can tell you is what it looked like when that arrow hit the armor.
Right.
It
That's what I
exploded
mean.
into sparks
That's what
and didn't make a single scratch.
That's what I mean. I don't have any willpower. I'm gonna attack again, I guess. Can I push rolls that don't do enough damage, or if you succeed, you have to?
You can push rolls if there's a chance of an added effect, and I'm telling you that there's no chance of an added effect from a better roll. So pushing it will
Okay.
do nothing.
That also tells me not to waste my time with a second shot. I want to try. Did I hear Ralgar with his name drop
What?
when he when Ralgar was saying, if you face me, you'll have to deal with his master's name. Did I hear all that?
Yeah.
Spicy.
I want to shout at her. I want to double down, but I want to try and put some manipulation behind it and be like, if you swing your blade, he will be here in an instant and you will regret ever setting foot in this camp.
Okay. The name you dropped was Siegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Make your roll.
He's like, she doesn't give a shit about him.
for manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my pride if that's not enough? Or do I have to push first before I use my pride?
What's your pride?
The most stalwart of minds are weak to my manipulative words.
It's irrelevant. It doesn't have an effect.
Okay.
So in your mind, you can add it, and it won't matter.
I take it,
Terramalda.
does that mean... Sorry, does that mean pushing also means the same?
Yeah.
Okay. I was honestly just hoping for a willpower at that point.
She doesn't care about the name drop. That's what it comes down to.
Uh-oh.
She's going to march towards you, Ralgar. Lift a massive smoldering greatsword over her head and swing it at you with about 14 dice behind it. What would you like to do?
Dodge.
Good idea.
I would like to regret.
You can dodge and hit the ground and get all of your dice, but you end up prone. Or you can dodge at a -2, reducing her successes by the number of successes you get, and stay on your feet and not be prone at the start of your next turn.
What do we roll for dodge? Is that just a straight agility roll?
It's a move.
It's a move roll.
Oh, okay. So yeah, a straight agility roll. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go for prone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Roll.
2 successes.
Push it, buddy. Push it.
I'll push as hard as I can. Oh. Yes, submit to roll.
That reduces her successes from 2 to 1. 1 success here will do... Three damage.
My armor rating is 2. 2 out of 3 right
Go
now
ahead and roll
for my
that. You're
stuff.
taking 3 damage reduced by the number of successes that you get on the armor rating.
So just a
2d6.
2d6.
And any 6s will reduce the damage, and any 1s will mean that the armor takes damage. Nothing. You get hit for 3
Nothing.
damage. Does that break your strength? I think it does.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. I'm at 0.
All right, you are broken, which means that you are downed, and you are going to suffer 1 critical injury of the slashing variety. Slash wounds, critical injuries. I'll roll this so that I can take responsibility for whatever happens.
It's okay. I've got Honey Lich. I can go a little bit younger.
Yeah, but if it cuts off your head, I have a hard time swallowing.
Just
You are-
shove it down my esophagus.
You are broken, so you are effectively helpless and are out of the initiative, and you have a punctured lung, which means until further notice, you have a -2 to endurance and move actions. You have been stabbed in the chest with a great sword that is 1.5 times your height. And your
Nice.
friends are looking on in horror in a semicircle around you. And Terramalda just shows no emotion because Terramalda is a flaming suit of armor.
Just run.
That'll be
I just gasp. Run.
that will be to let me see. We had 1, 2, 3 is Velas, you're up. Velas, you don't even have to pay attention to your stealth roll because Terramalda is just laser focused on chopping down the guy that's standing in front of her, so you can do what you
Sick.
want.
I am moving in to try and jump her. I'm gonna, as soon as, I see her, swinging the blade, because I'm coming in from the back, I'm not really sure who she's attacking, but just laser focused, I'm going to, summon the dagger and jump as high as I can and just try and, bring it down into, the back of her neck.
Okay.
Where I think there would be, a separation of her plate armor.
Go ahead and make that attack roll with the
Do
Phantom
I-
Dagger.
Is this sneak attack or no?
Yeah. She's paying no attention to you, so
Sick. I'm trying to remember how many. In fact, I gotta look and see how many bonuses I get. +2 to all sneak attacks. +2 goes to skill, right?
Yeah.
And then another +1 because it's a monster. All right, let's roll some dice.
wow.
I gotta push that. That's so many dice to do 1 damage. I have to.
You can go ahead.
I'll take off the 1 success and the 1 damage. Okay.
3 successes. What's the base damage?
Base damage is 2.
You run up behind her with the Phantom Dagger, and you go diving through the air and plunge down with all of your might directly into her back, and the Phantom Dagger does not pass through her armor. It just bounces off and sends you reeling back as sparks and smoke come flying off from the impact point, leaving not even the slightest mark on the suit of armor.
So
She inhales a
pushing
bit
it-
and then lets out a sound like a roaring forge as sparks and soot come out of the front of the suit of armor. And she slowly turns towards you and just points the big sword in your direction.
So pushing it would not have helped,
No.
You
or
did
it
push.
needed more damage.
No, but it didn't add any skulls either.
Oh, so undo my agility skull.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm going to dive at her and attack again because I have Knife Fighter, so I can attack twice.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't work before, but I don't know. Maybe I will also see
It's no
This
longer a sneak attack because she's
railroad
aware
spike-
of your presence now.
Right, I pulled the 2 dice off.
Okay.
Maybe I'll see the railroad spike, and that's what I'll aim for. 3 successes. 4 successes.
4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. The dagger bounces off of the armor, sparks go flying, not a mark left behind. Just a faint glow in a stripe, like the armor became hot, like it's been heated in a forge, and then it slowly fades back to black, and not a single mark is left behind.
Well, after I do that a second time, I'm just gonna scream, "Run! Run! This isn't doing anything, run!" And I'm gonna stand my ground.
Alright. That will be to Grunralk.
How much bigger than me is Terramalda?
More than double your height.
Perfect.
7.
Pretty much double your height.
I'm gonna attempt to run up, grab the spike, put my feet on her chest on either side, and try and yank it out of her.
Okay.
I want to like grapple her.
Okay. You must succeed on a grapple roll for her to let you even get close to it. So go ahead and you're going to be making a grapple roll, which is going to require both of your hands. You're going to have to go in weaponless. 1 sec.
I think it's
So-
just a melee.
I
think
do
it's
have
just
a
melee.
brawler talent
Okay.
that allows me to add +1 to unarmed attacks. Does
Okay.
that factor into this?
Yes, grapple is unarmed. I literally have it up.
The attack succeeds both you can be dodged or parried. Okay. She is going to attempt to parry this, which means she gets to roll a crap ton of dice to just keep you from getting close enough by swinging the sword at you.
Question
Yeah.
real quick, Josh, about parry. To parry, would she still have to have her fast or slow action?
It gives up her fast action on her next turn to do it.
So
So
it gives it up on the turn.
Yeah, so regardless of whether this succeeds or not, if somebody else ran in to try a grapple, there would not be a parry available after this.
Okay.
Okay.
So melee with a +1.
Yeah. Two successes
Damn.
for Terramalda, 1 for you. Do you want to push?
Yes. Yeah. Take off 2 on the base and push. Yes.
It's 2 and 2. Let me
Tie.
see what that means. I think the parry is gonna, or no,
think-
it reduces
I think-
successes. Yeah. So Terramalda
the
gives
vendor's
up
one dies.
her next fast action and negates your attempt to grapple. And then it is going to be, so 2 of you are in melee range now, and then Ralgar is incapacitated, and then we start a fresh round with Fergello.
Question about Ralgar. Is
Yeah.
he considered to be at arm's length to Terramalda, or did her combat with, or her being attacked by the Lost, did that move her out of arm's length of him?
Everybody that attacked Terramalda that round is in arm's length. Grenralk and
So
Veloz both
Ralgar.
are.
What about Ralgar?
Ralgar's
is what I'm
laying on the
asking
ground
about.
at her feet, also in arm's length.
Okay, so I can't use healing on him because he's at arm's length. That's what I was checking to see if I could do, but he's at arm's length, and it specifically says it cannot be done at arm's length.
Okay. Ralgar is
I
breathing
don't-
and incapacitated, and he's not on an imminent death countdown. He could die
Yeah,
from
I
these
was trying
wounds,
to
but it's
see if-
not a matter of rounds. It's a matter of like hours or something if he doesn't receive healing.
Yeah,
He's
I
conscious
was
and
gonna
laying
try
on the
and-
ground in desperation.
I was gonna try and see if I could get him back up so we could possibly run away. But
Yeah, that would have to restore points of strength, and then his move and endurance
Right.
are both reduced, which makes breaking away from arm's reach very difficult.
all right, I'm gonna taunt her.
Okay.
I'm gonna taunt her. I'm gonna use the taunt action.
Okay.
I think it's a slow action. Yes, it's a slow action. It's
Slow action to
performance.
taunt an enemy in combat. The enemy must be in short range, able to understand your language. You cannot taunt monsters or animals. Roll an opposed roll for performance versus insight. If you succeed, choose one of the following effects. Okay. Go ahead and roll performance.
Well, we already know she's a monster. Or I guess I don't know she's a monster. Performance. Two. I would push it if I'm able to. If it would matter.
1 sec.
Ooh, I can kind of see me and Amy's screen on Hank's computer.
Amazing.
Sorry, I was asking about like why he rolled melee. Just to
No,
confirm it
you're-
wasn't a feat thing.
You're good.
1 sec. I'm looking for the...
Sorry about. No worries. Sorry about being
Oh.
useless, guys. I'm kind of at a loss of what to do at the moment besides
You're
run
good.
away.
You are not useless. This is a really intense situation that outside of running, I don't really know that we're capable to do, and we clearly cannot run.
We're about to reset her parry too, because she's turned 2. So
The-
she'll get to parry again.
The fighty dice have betrayed me for once in my life. I thought I was gonna get to do some fun stuff.
Yeah, but as long as she doesn't kill me or Hank, I can try and
Terramalda's
rip it out.
attention
It's
turns to
very mean.
Vergello. She lets out an angry howl, looks in your direction.
Whoa, I wasn't trying to bring her towards me. I was trying to decrease her things. And
Oh,
if I
wait.
could push it for more numbers, I
Sorry.
would do that too.
Sorry, what is the...
It says that like there's 2 options. The enemy is distracted,
I see.
and their next roll is modified by -1.
Oh, okay. So you want to give her -1 on her next roll.
Yeah,
It
and if I could
works.
push that for
It
more
seems to work.
values,
She's
I would
turning
love to do
towards
that.
you over and over while contending with the people climbing all over her.
And then, as my fast action,
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna tell everyone to try and pull her away from Ralgar. Like, kite her in a direction.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right. That is Frigillo. Now it is Terramalda. Terramalda is being jumped on by Ralgar by Grunralk and Velas, sorry. I'm just gonna roll a die to determine who she goes on first.
Hey,
1d6.
hothead, look over here.
Evens Velas, odds Grunralk. Velas.
It's Velas.
Velas, Terramalda's gonna turn towards you and swing the massive greatsword. This will be with a 13 dice instead of 14 because of Vergello's distraction. Would you like to dodge, parry, or neither?
I'm going to dodge, because I have fast footwork, and it says I can dodge for free once every round of combat.
Okay.
It doesn't count towards my actions in the future round.
Okay. Alright, so you're gonna dodge. Go ahead and roll that move action. Are you doing it at a -2 to stay on your feet, or are you just doing a full dodge and hitting the floor?
Question. If I hit a full dodge and hit the floor, would I still have the ability to jump up and then try and pull the spike out of her? Or would I only be able to get up?
Getting up would be your fast action, I think.
Right? And slow action, because she's already next to me, would be trying to pull it out, right?
You get the feeling that she needs to be grappled in order for anybody to attempt to pull the spike. And
So I
the
need 2 actions.
somebody needs to grapple her first, and then somebody can attempt an action to... So yes, potentially.
Okay.
You could grapple from prone, yeah. You could
Grunrock
just climb
holding
up the
onto her
front of her.
leg.
So I could grapple her while Grunrock tries to yank it out.
Yeah, you can grapple her while
That's what
prone
I'm
if you
saying.
want. You could just start grabbing her legs and climbing up the front and trying to pull her down.
So I only need one slow action to grapple. So then I'm going to try and use all of my dice to dodge
All
them.
right, go for it.
Not to die.
Please no.
Hey,
Ooh.
4 successes.
Looking good.
She gets one
Looking
success.
good.
All right.
Damn, I should
You
have
have
so you-
completely dodged the greatsword. It goes swinging over your head.
bitch. And I'm next too. And she doesn't have another action.
She lets
because
out
she
another
married.
roar, and flames and
Well.
sparks shoot out in every direction, and then we're around to...
It's me.
Oh, still you. Yeah. Go ahead. You're going to try to grapple?
So I like drop to the ground and then like pull like my hands and feet as close as I can like together. I'm trying to spring forward off the ground and just wrap myself around her.
All right, make a melee roll, and she's going to try to parry it with the big sword using 12d6. One success
Ha! She
versus 3.
fails!
You are on her arms, and she's trying to get the sword oriented towards you, but you are holding onto both forearms and pulling down, and you've got your legs wrapped around her legs, and she's just fighting to pull you off, creating an opening.
I'm
It
gonna
is
like
now...
whisper in her ear while like I'm wrapping her. Man, this must really suck to get wrapped up by a tiny elf. Pathetic little bitch.
It is now Grunrock's turn. Grunrock, let's see. What do you do? What are you doing?
Repeat of last time. I want to try to grab the spike, put one foot
Alright.
on either side of it, and like sword in the stone it out of her chest.
All right. This is... One sec. I'm checking the
mistake.
rules on this.
Probably.
Turn around.
But the fun kind of mistake.
Come on. You got this.
All right.
It's either
This
gonna.
is... So getting a hold of the spike and pulling it out while she is grappled by someone is a formidable might roll, meaning a might skill at a -3.
It's harder because I'm grappling her?
No. That's just how
It's
hard it is.
easier.
You can't even attempt it unless somebody's grappling her. So you need one
I
success
get-
on a formidable might roll.
Do I get a +1 for my unarmed combat feat?
Sure.
Or no?
Sure. It helps
Okay,
with
so
grappling
that's-
and stuff, so it seems like it would fit. Yeah, I'll give you the. I'll let it
That
apply
breaks
here,
even
'cause this is like
at
a special
-2.
action. But it feels like it should apply. Yeah. So it's a might
On
roll to
4
-2.
dice.
4 dice.
On 4 dice.
Get a success. You can push, but you'll take damage for sure from the spiky
And then
armor.
you're only rolling.
That's
and then
3.
if you,
You
fail,
get to
the
roll
next time
3
you're
more
only rolling
dice.
3.
Oh my god. 7 dice, no go. Okay.
All
That's
right,
Grunrock's
let's
turn.
go.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Vergello, it's your turn.
I don't know what to do with my life.
Go for the spike.
I have 3 might. I would roll no dice. Is Ralgar still at
You could run in there.
arm's length?
Huh? Yes, Ralgar is
Ralgar
it. Or, sorry.
Is the
I
injured
think
Wolfman still at arm's length?
Ralgar's not at arm's length anymore. I'm assuming that Terramalda's
Just feed me
stumbling all
my
over
honey.
the clearing with these people on her, and she's grappled, so...
Hank and I are gonna switch turns while we're at the start of combat.
Okay.
We're gonna switch turn order.
Okay, sounds good.
We're literally just swapping places with each other.
Yeah, okay,
That's what swapping turns means.
got it.
No, I mean like we're next to each other in combat.
Alright, it's Bill's turn. Vergello?
Feed you your honey. If I, yeah, that's what I'll do.
Feeding him the honey.
I could
Yeah.
stand to be a little bit younger. Just don't give me 2 pieces or I'll be a puppy again.
You are already acting like a puppy.
Ralgar,
feed him his honey.
do you eat the lich flesh?
Oh yeah, I chew it, not swallow it.
You are
Josh,
restored to full attributes instantly, and all critical injuries go away. Mark it off.
Josh,
It's
can
gone.
that please be a fast action? Is shoving lich flesh in his mouth a fast action?
Moving up to him was.
We're not in the same
Josh,
zone.
Huh?
do I age down again here too?
We'll talk about it after. If you do, the effects of
Fair
that
enough.
take a little while. It happened while you were walking back to camp last time. But your critical injuries
Fair enough.
and your attribute damage are all immediately removed. And then it is Terramalda's turn. Because I'm assuming, Vergello, you had to move to him. Because you weren't at arm's reach with him before, otherwise you would have been in arm's reach of Terramalda. So you moved up to him and gave him the flesh.
Okay. I was hoping I could still taunt her.
Yeah, that's another action. I think you used your whole turn
Okay.
moving in there and giving him the flesh.
Okay.
Alright. And then
Thank you, Vergello.
Terramalda's only legal action is to break free of the grapple.
That's illegal. She can't do that.
So, do I roll another melee to try and hold her?
One sec.
Sorry. Just
The only action
I've
they
never
can
grappled
perform
anyone
is break
before.
free, which is a slow action and requires them winning an opposed melee against you.
I bet her melee is like.
While you are grappling, the only action you can
13
perform is a
dice.
grapple attack. Alright, yeah, make a melee roll.
Can I push my melee roll? Or no, because I'm trying to hold her.
It doesn't
I don't
matter.
No
Need
need.
She,
She got no successes on 14 dice. You're holding on for dear life, and she's off balance and stumbling around, just letting out horrible sounds. And that's Terramalda's entire turn. She's just stumbling all around the clearing with you hanging on her like a monkey. And then we are on to Grunralk. Grunralk?
I'm gonna try again.
Fewer dice this time because you took some damage last time. I think that one damage you got last time was that you got your fingers stuck between the plates and then they clamped down on you when she was moving, and so your hands got all screwed up and you're like in pain now. You got cuts on your fingers. Her armor is
pulling the
hot,
spike
so
out
you're
a
like
fast
getting
action
scalded.
or a slow action?
Do what?
is
Pulling
is
the
that
armor
a fast
out
action?
a fast action, or pulling the spike out a fast action or slow action?
That is a slow action.
Okay. I'm gonna go for it.
Formidable might roll. He gets a success.
Oh, Josh.
But what does it mean?
You pull the spike with all your might, and it scrapes, and just horrifying shrieks come out of Terramalda's armor, and she's lashing about, and flames start shooting out of all of the gaps between the armor, and you pull the thing out, and you see just a smoldering inferno in the hole in the chest, and flames come pouring out of the front as she spirals around and spins and then collapses to the ground in just a massive heap of spiky black armor, and the sword just sticks into the ground, sparks coming off of it, and all is silent.
Well, not all.
You just got a new sword.
I'm underneath Terramalda, like.
The day is saved.
I'm gonna try to push the armor off of the loss, but it's gonna be
I'll
very
help.
hard with my low strength now.
You can shoulder into it and push it off her.
I'm gonna
We'll do the
stand up.
motorcycle squat.
I'm gonna kick the armor, like right in the helmet. You stupid dumb bitch. Oh my god, I can't believe she didn't just kill us.
Do we know that she's like down? Like
The armor's lying
Let's
in a
take the
heap.
armor apart.
The armor
Can we
is
disassemble the armor?
thoroughly scalded on the inside, and there is just black ash pouring out of each piece as you pick them up.
Well, I've got to. Do we know when Terramalda came about? Is she like from ye olden days with the crown people, or is she after that?
You heard the legend of Terramalda before because you got a lore roll for this, and
Yeah.
and you remember that she was an agent of Rust who led an incursion into these lands, and that I don't want to say too much if you didn't get it before, but something terrible happened, and she has ever since been marching through the lands as sort of a scourge on the countryside.
An age time.
She's like a
frame. Like if I
boogeyman.
pulled
Age?
the crown on and ask them. Yeah.
Okay.
Would the crown people have an idea or no? That was what I was trying to figure out if we knew.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. Well, she's dead. Quick look
What's
around to see if anyone's there, and I'm gonna pull the crown out and pull it on my head. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. What, if anything, do you all know about Terramalda? Also known in my party as Hot Armor Babe.
Well, they are familiar with Terramalda as the leader of the Rust Church in the time before the Elder Wars. She led a cleansing into these lands where she led the Church of Rust to just purge all of the followers of the Congregation of the Serpent and the Raven Sisters from the lands. She went on a terrible march and had soldiers marching under her banners, and she eventually fell in battle to a dwarf lord who threw her upon a funeral pyre to burn her alive in her legendary suit of armor. And instead of dying, she was animated by the god Rust, climbed out of the fire, and ripped the heart out of the dwarf lord's chest and marched out of his throne room. And has been wandering the countryside ever since as an avatar of the god Rust. Just a scourge on the countryside, picking victims.
Well, now
and
she's
slaying
dead. We think. She certainly seems dead. Would you guys know for sure if she was like dead? Or is this like an undead thing and I should be concerned about her coming back?
Nebulos, oldest and wisest, says, "Who could say? She came back from the grave once. I say
Well, yeah, but I
scatter the
ripped
armor and keep a close eye upon it."
How do I scatter it? It's like welded together.
No, it's not well
It fell
together.
apart
We
into
already pulled
pieces.
apart.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Scatter it.
None can know the dark magic that the gods work upon the land.
Well, I would like to say scattering it works, but then again, they tried that with you guys, and I already got 3 of you and the crown. But that's not a terrible idea. It did take people centuries to find you. Sweet. Also, slightly surprised there was no kudos for our ability to take her down, but you know what? Maybe I'm just seeking too much gratification. You guys have a good old time chatting with each other. Much love. Peace.
Give
They
them
said to
the
scatter
mic
it.
drop.
When you turn around back to the group, can I be wearing Terramalda's helmet?
Yes. He's just got a black charred iron helmet with spikes all over it.
And just my tongue is just lolling out from it.
They
Incredible.
said
I
to
like
scatter
this.
it. So I guess we could bury a piece here.
Yeah,
And,
and I'm gonna keep this helmet. I like it, but that way we can keep an eye on it too. And if we come across the Rust brothers, it would be so great to show them this helmet and show them our power.
I mean, maybe if we want to have to fight them, probably we should probably try and avoid fights.
I'm kicking it along
I
the
don't know.
morning.
I'm
so that
really
we can-
good.
Curious ass.
I think we should try to move it forward a little bit before we wrap the session here. So I'm moving it along to morning. You can still discuss if you want to. I wasn't trying to cut you off, but
I am pushing it along the
Josh,
morning.
could
so
you
we
let
can
me
make
know
food
what the
and water rolls.
stats? You let me know what the stats on that helmet are.
Yeah, you could describe what you want to take with you, and I'll figure it out shortly.
Ralgar,
Just
will you
describe
dig
what
a
happens
pretty
to the
deep
remains
hole?
of the Terra Malda armor and document clearly where the pieces are and who has what and what you're doing with them. Actually, you're still... Or yeah, you're moving away from a river at this point, so we'll start making water rolls again.
I am keeping the spike. I want to wear it on my sword belt.
Sure.
Should I add it in my weapons tab or just otherwise?
Just add it into your general inventory for now.
Hank, can you wield Terramalda's sword? Are you strong enough?
I don't know, but I'll try. It's like gigantic.
It is a great sword with the stats of a great sword, except that it is charred black all along its surface, and sometimes when you swing it really hard, sparks come flying out of it. And
I want to try to pick it up.
The hilt has the symbol of rust, which is like a strange rectangular sort of face etched into it that you've seen before.
I doubt I can, but I want to try to pick it up.
It appears
Where do I-
that
I don't even-
aside from the like black charring all over its surface, this was once like a super master crafted great sword. It's artfully made.
I don't even
and it's
see
just charred
great
solid
sword
black.
on the weapon
Yeah.
table.
We
It's
should
two-handed
sell that
sword.
to the dwarves.
I think it's called two-handed sword.
I just want to see how heavy it is.
Ralgar, will you dig a deep hole right here for us
A
to drop the
two-hand-
chest plate in?
Oh, happily.
It would normally cost 4 gold, and it has base damage 3. It counts as heavy, which has its own rule. Yeah, it's a two-handed sword for all intents and purposes, which is a very expensive, huge weapon. It would cost
still think
4
we should
gold
sell
to
it.
buy one. It has +2 to die rolls to attack with it, base damage 3, heavy, edged, pointed, and parrying. All right.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I can wield that.
Ralgar, instead of you rolling for food this morning, I have 2 fish, and I will have cooked them before you wake up, and I will hand you one of the fishes.
Oh, well, thank you.
That way you don't have to roll for food.
Ooh, or I could use... Can I use that to increase my... Remember, our food spoiled, so we all went down a die.
I would have to like
Special
take a
prep
half a
it.
day. Yeah, that's like a half day to cook it. We could
Ah.
just eat it for instead of rolling dice.
Ooh, fish. Oh, I love fish. Thank you, Virgilla.
You're welcome.
We don't have the map in front of us, so I can't draw on it to say that we're leaving the chest plate here.
Okay.
But we're leaving it in this hex.
Okay.
Ralgar has the helmet.
How many pieces of armor is there?
We are up in this next hex, and you had just crossed into it. How many pieces of armor? It counts as a suit of heavy plate armor. I don't know how many exact pieces that constitutes. Give me 1 sec.
I guess in the case for us splitting it up. Where's armor on here?
Right leg, left leg, chest piece, right arm, left arm, helmet.
Yeah. Close enough.
Where are you looking at? I'm looking for like heavy plate.
I just made that.
It's
up.
not broken up.
Oh,
in the
I
game
see.
rules.
Okay. Well,
Game
like
rules have
for
no
yeah,
reason to
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, plate armor is just heavy on its own.
Yeah. Sefner says you forever have sooty hands.
Joke's on you. His hands were already filthy.
How giant are these like gloves that she was wearing?
They're part of the armor.
They're part of the. Would they fit
They're
on my
sized for
arms?
they're sized for a big human. You could wear them. They'll have a lot of extra space. You'll have to fill them out with padding to make them comfy.
We're all just gonna like walk around with them.
Everybody
can't
has a
move
piece
my
of Terra
arms.
Malda on them.
Ralphie.
That's one way to
We're
split
the
it
Terra
up.
Malda gang.
Uh-huh.
We'll leave the breastplate here. We'll sell the sword maybe to the dwarves. Raga wants to keep the helmet. I mean, we need to take the we don't need to put all of the things in one spot. So I guess we'll just put like the arms and the legs on Sir Archibald in a bag, and we'll bury them somewhere at some point. And I will make a note on our map every time.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Who's got the list of Sir Archibald's goodies?
I do.
So that was
It's
a
just my
encounter
inventory.
there. Can we get a lead the way to march north?
I guess.
Ralgar's like, why are we doing this? Everything's terrible all the time.
I mean, I think I've been mortally wounded more than anyone in the
I
party.
know, and you've been here half as long. Every time we get in a fight, something chops you in half.
It's like, here, why don't you have 10th in the initiative?
And I'm still down 2 strength just for the
Oh,
fun.
fuck it.
Well,
I'd push it, but
I
I'm
don't
full
think I
on
can.
willpower,
You didn't
just
sleep.
to remind you.
you can't push travel rolls. It just is what it is. Let's see if it actually slows you down or not.
I don't need willpower. The next human we get in a fight
Wait,
with,
that
they're just gonna crumble.
Josh, Hank said that he was down strength. Did we not get a full night's rest after that?
I assumed because I was standing guard when it went off. I haven't slept.
Okay.
So
Yeah. The lead the way roll is you are lost. You realize you've walked in a circle. You won't make any progress on the map during this quarter day. You must roll survival successfully to find your way out of the hex. 1 roll may be made per quarter day. It's just a lost quarter day, and you have to roll again for the daytime. So go ahead and do it. You continue to be lost in the daytime. It is now evening time again. Good God. Do you want to make camp?
Should we make camp?
Let's just do it quick.
Why? We're at camp still. This would be
We
a great
failed
place
to make
bury
camp
this armor.
earlier.
It's true. You can
Oh,
keep your
yeah, that's
previous
also
camp.
true.
Oh, no, you did fail to make camp.
We did fail.
Go ahead and make a
So-
make
Gotta
camp
try and
roll
make
with a
camp
plus
again.
1.
All right. With a +1, I'm just gonna throw that on the skill because it doesn't really matter. Oh,
Hey.
look at that!
Yeah, we make camp. Let's see if anything bad happens overnight. No, the night passes uneventfully. It's morning again. Make food and water rolls. And then see if we
We're
can
all
get
healed.
unlost. You encounter an army of Terramaldas.
That's fine. We don't have to.
Well, now we know how to take care of them.
I rolled 3 6s on the random encounter roll. Nice job taking down Terramalda, y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. That's
That was a
that
pretty
1
legendary
year
fight.
anniversary.
Oh yeah, that was a good
The
one.
thing,
That was
I
a good
mean,
one.
you really do need someone to sacrifice themselves to set the fighters up for success.
Your job is just to get chopped down and then
You
eat
saw-
lich flesh.
Yeah, I
don't know
just
if that's
always
true.
die.
You saw a key detail that was necessary in defeating
He
him.
did. He did. He
Ralgar,
spotted
Josh,
it.
try and get us unlost.
Let me ask you this, Josh: would 1 scouting success have spotted that, or did I need 2 scouting successes to spot that?
Just 1, I believe.
All right. No,
it's a
sounds
weird
like-
kind of
Let's get unlost.
It was just to
it's a
notice that
weird
We're
kind of
unlost.
off tank,
Yeah.
but it counts.
we are unlost. And guess what, y'all? Suspense. Please hold. Your call is important to us.
I mean, we're at the top of the map, so we're at Stonegarden. Ow.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what you see, and this will be a good place to split it.
Oh, let us sell some shit before we go. Come on.
No, that'll take way too long, and there's a bunch of stuff that's gonna happen. We do that next time. Next time you get a nice little happy town where nothing.
Guys,
shopping
let's go
episode.
hat shopping.
Hat
It's
shopping.
time. Well, you just got a new hat from Terramalda. All right.
One of us did.
Only
All right,
one
all
of
right,
us.
all right.
Remove the
Stonegarden.
gems from the crown and put them in Terramalda's helmet.
This is gonna be all black for a second, and I'm gonna reveal. So give me a sec. I need to strategically reveal here. You're at the base of a great mountain with a path winding way, 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 way up its face. I'm going to reveal some art for this and then read you a description, and then that'll be our session here. So give me 1 sec. Let me first place your tokens. I'll tell you when it should be revealed here. Come on, roll 20. You can handle this map.
It's inside of a mountain, so it's really dark.
It's something like that. Come on. There we go. All right. Reveal. Reveal. There it goes.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh my
We
god,
get
it's
us-
massive.
Let me get our stream view zoomed in on your characters here. It didn't zoom over for some reason. Here we go. We'll back us up. So.
I love cranes hanging off the top there.
Oh yeah. So, the path up to Stonegarden winds along an almost vertical mountainside. Here and there you see parapets and mobile masonry from which appraising eyes of dwarves observe your arduous ascent. And yeah, you have a serious slog here, and there are dwarves staring down at you as you approach, and they seem to be watching from afar. No attempt is being made to turn you away. They're just watching, a handful of them casually as you slog your way up the mountain towards these great stone gates at the top of the mountain, that are larger and more impressively crafted than maybe any architecture you've ever seen. And we will pick it up right here at the entrance to Stonegarden next time. But first, experience.
Experience.
I will say, since we have more people listening now, I said this at the start of the session, but for people that didn't catch it, tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of our channel, and we're going to be setting up a public Discord for the channel. So I'm going to make a community post on YouTube sometime in the next day or so. So watch out for it there, and it'll just have a public link to the Discord where you can come chat with all of us, or talk about RPG stuffs. We'll have a chat there for episode discussions and just general RPG chatter and shared stuff. So come hang out with us if you want to. And yeah, expect that link up soon, sometime in the next 2 days. I'm in the process of setting up the server now, so that'll be there soon. Experience. Let's see.
Did you participate in the session?
Yes.
Did you though?
Did you travel
Did
to
you
a new
really?
X?
Yes, you did. Did you discover
Did
a
you find
new
a treasure
adventure
work?
site? Yes, you did.
Yes.
You actually discovered 2, but you only get 1 XP. Did you defeat one
That's
or...
That's 2 XP, not 3, guys. We did travel site, play. We're at 2.
And
You played, you
And
traveled through a
hex.
hex, and you discovered a new
Oh,
adventure
travel through a
site.
hex. Right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Did you defeat 1 or more monsters? Absolutely. So, Terramalda's dodgy in the game rules because she was once a living person and is statted like a human and doesn't have the monster rules mechanics written in, but definitely should qualify as a monster for purposes of XP because she's way nastier
Well-
than a lot of monsters.
That and if the reason I asked if she was humanoid or monster is that my spells only work on humanoids. That would have gone a little differently.
Well,
maybe, but
she's undead and has no body. I think she's actually a monster, but that she's just statted like a human because she used to be one, so they
Yeah.
have her skills and stuff instead of a monster attack table. But I think for rules purposes, for XP and spells and stuff, she should count as a monster. Because there's
I think
even
that's fair.
Death Knights and stuff that are like undead knights that count as monsters and have a monster table. I don't know why she's not statted as one, but I think she should count as a monster. Did you find a treasure worth a gold or more?
Yes. Terramalda's greatsword alone is worth significantly more than a gold. Did you build a function on your stronghold? No. Did you activate your pride? Somebody did. Who did their pride?
I tried to, but Josh wouldn't let me.
Hi, it was me.
Gwenrock did pride. Dark secret. Not that one. Not that one. Not
I mean,
that one.
Did I activate Ralgar's Dark Secret?
Nobody's dark secret hindered them this session. Not to the extent that it should be an XP. Did you risk your life for another player character? So, here we go. I think multiple people get this here. So Ralgar stood up to the monster so that everybody else could run away and stood his ground. So definitely Ralgar. Then, after Ralgar went down, a bunch of people ran in instead of running away. Definitely Grunralk and Velas. And then it's just a question of whether
I was first in the initiative. I didn't run away. I tried distracting it.
I would back Vergello up too because he risked his life to feed Ralgar Lich Honey. And he could have been like, try and get her away, guys. Keep trying to get her away.
I think we all deserve it. Honestly, Sir Archibald also deserves it. He was the first to distract
I'll give it to everybody this time. Because Terramalda is big and slow and invincible, and a bunch of people stood their ground instead of getting the hell out when people started going down. So, for everybody getting within arm's reach or running back in, I think everybody should get it this time.
Yay.
And extraordinary action of some kind. Oh boy.
I mean, he rolled a success on a super disadvantaged might roll.
I think Grunralk gets it, yeah. Grunralk pulled the spike. It was a very difficult roll that he was taking a risk that it would actually do what he wanted it to do. And tried it multiple times
and he tried twice,
himself.
yeah,
and succeeded on it. And
that's I think this is going to be the most XP anyone's ever gotten in a single session.
Just about, yeah.
Look at Hank.
So Grunralk gets 8 XP that session.
Yeah.
That is the most anybody's ever gotten, I'm pretty sure. That's insane. So yeah, next time we get a nice visit to the dwarven city of Stonegarden. For all that entails, and you're dragging along the remains of Terramalda with you, which that wasn't part of the script here, but you know, stuff happens. So, thanks everybody. I believe we are playing. Wait, the 20th. Is everybody good for 2 weeks from now? The 20th. That is Thanksgiving week, but it's the Monday of Thanksgiving week, so it's fine with me.
I'll be down at the beach.
I'm tentative.
I can't. I can pick it up the next week though.
Okay, so maybe bump it a week to like the 27th. We'll post the dates on YouTube. It sounds like we need to hash out when we're going to play next.
And now in our new Discord.
And yeah, we'll be posting dates on the new Discord for anybody who's hanging out there. So thank you all for watching. We'll be posting full recordings of this episode, edited versions of the previous episode, and our session with Craig Shipman, which I am still of Blades in the Dark. We're also playing that again in a few weeks. I'll get a post up to update everybody on all the schedules this week. So have a good night. Thanks for watching.